The Manitoba Museum is preparing to honor one of the greatest Canadians to ever live later this week. Their 20th annual Tribute Gala takes place this Thursday night, and it will pay tribute to the late Honourable Murray Sinclair, who passed away last fall. Zoë McQuinn is the Manitoba Museum's Director of Fund Development. She joins us live in the Classic 107 studios to tell us more about the Tribute Gala. Good morning, Zoë.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. For those who haven't had the pleasure, maybe we can start with a bit of a zoom out to say, what does a Tribute Gala look like at the Manitoba Museum? Because as we mentioned, this is the 20th annual of these galas.
Well, the Manitoba Museum every year hosts Tribute. It's our signature fundraising, but also recognition gala. And really, museum is a community hub, a community space. And what we do every year is celebrate those who have a lasting impact on our community and support the museum's efforts to make knowledge, culture, and heritage accessible to all. So with Tribute, what we're trying to do is raise funds to support access for all. This is our overarching fund that we use to basically remove barriers, make sure that all Manitoba stories are available for everyone, regardless of background or means. And we really want people to feel themselves in the space.
Perhaps no greater champion of Manitoba's stories, all of our stories and how they are sort of interwoven together, than the Honourable Murray Sinclair. How will this year's gala honor Justice Sinclair?
Well, of course, his work both in the legal field, but also supporting Indigenous rights and an advocate, lifelong advocate of Indigenous rights. And his work really as the chair of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada, and his work in recognizing the harms of residential schools, but also documenting them and then outlining the calls to action, the 94 calls of action. These really are guidelines that we use in Canada for our conversations and healing. And so here at the museum, those are the rules we use to start our process of healing. Really, we're dedicated to being caretakers, co-creators with Indigenous communities to make sure that those stories are accessible, make it a place really for them to recharge and reconnect with heritage and history. Now, our job, of course, is to honor his work, but also recommit ourselves with this event to upholding those principles of truth and reconciliation.
Yeah. So you touched on this a little bit just now, but Justice Sinclair is such a key figure in advancing truth and reconciliation in this country. How has his legacy, the TRC taking place about a decade ago now, how has his legacy impacted the museum's programming since that time, and how has his legacy even since then impacted the things that you approach as far as programming and as you approach looking at new exhibits, for instance, in the museum?
Well, one thing that we've done at the Manitoba Museum is really started to look at all our processes. It's not just about programming or exhibits or one moment, but rather all moments and all aspects of what we're doing. Really what we want to do is heal and move forward together. And that's inviting people like Tabitha Harper, who is our museum advisor on reconciliation and Indigenous relations, or Tashina Holtz-Shoup, who is our head of Indigenous programming and learning, and taking a hard look at some of the processes we have internally and making sure that we are living up to our standards of what reconciliation should be. So it's actually really fun.
Yeah.
It's serious work, it's hard work, but it really is giving a chance for everyone to feel like this is their space and that their stories matter. And that's really a fun place to be.
So people who attend the gala will be contributing funds to help that hard work and that fun work to advance. You've talked about the Access for All program, which the funds raised at the Tribute Gala will be going to. Maybe you can speak a little bit more to what Access for All maybe looks to do after the gala has concluded.
So, well, a lot of people don't know this, but the Manitoba Museum is actually Manitoba's largest classroom. Hundreds of thousands, 100,000 almost students come every year. And what we're doing is, of course, that will help us make sure more students can get in and hear about their stories and tell us their stories. It also does things like access for communities to collections, allowing people to come in and connect with their ancestors, tell us their stories, give us more information, and help co-create different exhibits. So really every cent goes into what we are trying to do. It also helps support some of our free initiatives for all people, including First Fridays, which first Friday of every month is free in the museum.
That's right.
It is the most fun to have at the museum, I think, but actually everything at the museum is fun. But
Well, of course.
but it's really, every aspect of the work we do. And it's so important now more than ever to realize how important culture and scientific institutions are and support them. So if you can't come on Thursday night, obviously tickets are already closed for the event. We have to have our head counts and get ready for the celebration. But it doesn't mean you can't support us. So if you want, please contribute to the museum so we can keep doing this work.
All right, then. So there we go. The tickets have already closed for the event. But of course, there are many, many ways to support. If people are listening to this and are saying, I want to contribute to Access for All and to honor Justice Sinclair's memory and legacy, what is the best way for them to go about doing that?
You can go to our website and donate straight through our website, or you can go to Canada Helps. That has, of course, a museum link.
All right. And we will link to that at our website, classic107.com, and the Classic 107 app later on this morning. Zoë McQuinn, the Director of Fund Development for the Manitoba Museum, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about the 20th anniversary Tribute Gala for the Manitoba Museum in honor of the Honourable Murray Sinclair this morning.